Hello, and this is our PrairieLearn Developer VM setup video. In this video, we'll talk about the installation of different platform options you have, cloning your course repository, as well as running the course. So your options for installing the different platforms is just either Oracle's VM VirtualBox or WSL2. For the Oracle VM VirtualBox, you'll need to select type Linux in the version of Ubuntu 22.0 for LTS Jammy Jellyfish, which I will show in a second. And if you're doing WSL2, you'll open a Windows command prompt and you'll have to type in these commands, which again I'll show in a second. So for the Oracle VM, simply when you install it and open up this manager, you'll hit New, select Linux, scroll down until you find the 22.04 LTS JV Jellyfish, and you'll click Next after selecting a different name and all that kind of stuff and going through as I've already had it set up. On the other side, if you want to do WSL, you guys will do WSSL, as you can see in our documentation, which is linked at the end of our resources slides. It will tell you that for you, it'll go through, but for me, it's already installed. So after I do this, it's going to launch my Ubuntu. Once I have my Ubuntu launched, which I will show you rather than letting this go through, is right here. Start the countdown. Okay. So after you do W2S install right here, you'll see, for me, it'll tell me I already installed, but for you guys, you'll let this install, and then run through the rest of the set of commands. And after typing in Ubuntu, that's right, just this scene right here, just this other part, it will bring you up with its own Ubuntu here. Here is where we'll end up installing Docker. So installing Docker, again, the PrairieLearn site, their documentation for installation actually has this wrong. You will want to follow these commands right here. And I will also show you that if you look right here, sorry, let me just pull this up again. If you look right here at this link on our documentation and scroll down so you get to set up Docker apt, running all these commands is what I'm about to run. But after I run all these, since I have them, for example, do one at a time right here, just like this in the Linux terminal. Now I've already done all this Docker setup, so I'm not going to do this again right now. But this is after you get this set up, you are completely ready to be launching your own course, our SDMA 2433's course, and or a custom PrairieLearn course, or one of the instructors dev courses that PrairieLearn has to offer. So cloning the courses, you could clone our course or your own personal PrairieLearn course. This will just have to have you have a Git. But to show you, for example, when you have your Git, if you want to clone ours, you will simply go to our Git, hit clone here, and clone with HTTPS, and copy this URL. Now, when you're in here, this is a Linux terminal, so you'll just have to do git clone and copy that link. If it might tell you that you don't have Git installed, which you'll simply just run the commands to run Git. But if you have it installed, running this will actually let you do it. Now, as you can see, I already have this SDMA 2433 already installed, so that's why it said the path already exists and it's not empty. But it will simply go right into this root directory, and you can start working from there. Now, running this course locally, if you want to run a PrairieLearn's dev example course, which really doesn't have much to offer for you, you simply run the sudo docker command, which they list on their documentation video. To run our command, it's a little more complex, and there's a little more setup you need to do, as this has different Docker images that we use. And if you run your own PrairieLearn course yourself, it's the same thing as the example course, but you see you're going to replace this course directory that I'm highlighting right here with the actual directory to your course. Now, if you're trying to run our PrairieLearn course for CPRA 288, one change you will have to make, as shown before, is making this directory pl_ag jobs. Doing this will allow the C auto-graded questions to actually work as intended, and simply doing that make directory, as I just showed right there, will make that directory for you, and you don't have to do anything else from there. Now, simply running the actual course just takes it as you will copy and paste this whole line right here, and when you paste it in, this is a little funky. Sometimes you gotta watch when you're copy pasting stuff in the Linux terminal. So let me just fix it up a little bit because of the spacing. It'll be weird and it's going to mess it up. So just watch when you copy and paste this stuff. See, so that's why the issue is. So when you copy and paste it correctly, or run it like this, it'll say starting PrairieLearn, and sometimes it will get you some errors if you're missing some Docker images, but it might still run the actual thing. But if everything is like working right, it will tell you that the workspace host is ready and everything. And simply click going to this local host link, and pull up the site. Hitting load from disk will load that actual file, and you can see here CPR 288. And all the course questions that you have here can be edited in all the assignments. As I had said before, too, in the slideshow at the end, I have all the resources. So here's the PrairieLearn's documentation about installation. Here's our more in-depth guide about installation, and then the Oracle download if you want, as well as the links are at the bottom of our documentation. Thank you.